Hi, my name is Julie Bonapace, and I'm the author of the Bonapace program. It's a method to help empower parents for birth. As a family mediator, I've negotiated many divorces, and I know how important this period is and how important it is to involve the partner. So that's why I've put together a set of tools to help parents trust themselves and trust birth. Today, I want to share with you the emotional freedom technique. It's a technique to help you feel safe. Our research has showed that when women feel supported and protected during pregnancy and birth, they have better outcomes. So today, I've asked Kim to join me so we can discuss and demonstrate this new technique. Welcome, Kim.
Hi.
So Kim, can you tell us a little bit about your pregnancy?
Basically, it's kind of a little bit overwhelming. It's my first pregnancy, and I'm expecting twins, and I'm at 31 weeks now, and I'm going to be giving birth pretty soon. Well, since I work in a public area, I get a lot of feedback from a lot of people, and I'm also on a Facebook page of parents of twins. And they're not very encouraging, actually. It's like, maybe because I'm feeling anxious that I kind of like take all the anxiety that's in that group. I'm kind of going through this pregnancy with blinders.
So how's that working? So you're trying not to think about it, but is it coming up during the day?
Oh, pretty often, yeah.
Pretty often.
They're like standing up, so I'm like, oh, they won't flip over, I'll have a cesarean, and that's it.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to evaluate if I understand correctly, what you're experiencing is a bit of anxiety with giving birth. So if you had to rate that anxiety and evaluate it on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being you're not feeling anxious at all and 10 you're feeling quite anxious, how would you evaluate the intensity of your emotions at the moment?
Well, I'd say it's pretty much 7 and 8. I kind of try to hide it and say like, okay, no, it's a 3, but no, it's pretty, like it comes pretty often.
So what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to be teaching you a technique that's called the emotional freedom technique. And what it is, it's a self-help technique to help you recognize the emotions that you're living and not what everyone else is telling you about birth. So what it is when you're experiencing strong negative emotions, these emotions are going to release hormones in your body, stress hormones, that affect both your body and your baby. So what we want to do is not just to avoid the emotions, but to live the emotions. And live the emotions by activating acupuncture points. So why is that useful? When you activate the acupuncture points, you're going to be calming your mind and calming your body. So you're not into the stress reactions anymore. And this is like removing weeds in your garden. If you want to plant seeds, you need to remove the weeds first to be able to plant the seeds and have your flowers or your vegetables grow. So what we're going to do is work through this process, naming your emotion, saying everything that passes through your mind, what you're thinking and what you're scared of. And eventually, we're going to migrate towards something that is more positive, that makes you calmer, and that helps you.
Perfect.
We'll be doing this setup statement that is composed of 3 parts. We're going to talk about your emotion, the situation, and what you choose. For example, here we're going to say, even though I feel anxious with birth, I choose to love and accept myself. So Kim, let's get started with this technique. The points will be stimulating. You can either do the left side or the right side using one hand or the other. Doesn't matter. You can even do both sides at the same time. And we're going to start with the point that's on the hand, on the side of the hand, that's called a karate chop point. So the point is situated here, and you can use all of your fingers to stimulate this point. Then we're going to go into the other points. The eyebrow point, which is situated where your eyebrow starts, and it's on the side of the bone. You follow the bone onto the side of the eye. So you're not on your temple, you're on the side of the eye. That's another point. You tap with all your fingers. Then you follow that bone until you're under the eye, and then you tap with all your fingers. Between the nose and the mouth, So on the upper lip, the point is right in the middle. Then the chin point is actually where your crease lies. So you stimulate this point. The collarbone point, you put your hand on your chest and you tap with your hand. The point is under the collarbone. The point under the arm is where our bra line lies. And the point at the top of the head is the last point we'll stimulate. So what we'll be doing is we'll be combining talking about whatever's bothering you and stimulating the points. So your partner can do this with you during pregnancy or in birth. And what I say is tap and talk. So when you need to talk about your emotions, remember to tap. Okay, so we'll start with the karate chop, and we're going to repeat 3 times the setup statement.
Perfect.
So you'll repeat after me. Sometimes I'm going to ask you a question. So I'm going to say, Kim, what do you think you could do with this? And so you'll answer. And if you feel that what I'm saying is not exactly what you feel like saying, you can say something else. All right? So we'll start with the setup statement. Even though I feel anxious.
Even though I feel anxious.
With my birth.
With my birth.
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
And I choose to explore my options.
And I choose to explore my options.
Even though I'm really scared about birth.
Even though I'm really scared about birth.
I'm hearing a whole bunch of stories that I don't like.
I'm hearing a whole bunch of stories that I don't like.
And I'm feeling overwhelmed.
And I'm feeling overwhelmed.
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
And I choose to explore my options.
And I choose to explore my options.
Even though I'm stressed out with birth.
Even though I'm stressed out with birth.
And I'm scared of what could happen.
And I'm scared of what could happen.
I choose to love and accept myself.
I choose to love and accept myself.
And I choose to trust that I will find different alternatives.
And I choose to trust that I will find different alternatives.
So, top of the eye, I'm feeling overwhelmed.
I'm feeling overwhelmed.
I'm hearing all these stories.
I'm hearing all these stories.
And that's really worrying me.
And that's really worrying me.
And that makes me feel anxious.
And it makes me feel anxious.
I feel this anxiety in my body.
I feel this anxiety in my body.
And it feels heavy.
It feels heavy.
And I don't want to feel that way.
And I don't want to feel that way.
But I don't seem to be able to avoid it.
I don't seem to be able to avoid it.
When I try not thinking about birth,
when I try not thinking about birth,
it creeps up anyways.
It creeps up anyways.
So I'd like to find a solution.
I'd like to find a solution.
I thought a C-section could be a solution.
I thought a C-section could be a solution.
But I hear it's not all that safe.
But I hear it's not all that safe.
For me.
For me.
Nor for my baby.
Nor for my baby.
So I'd like to explore my options.
I'd like to explore my options.
But I don't know what to do.
But I don't know what to do.
I feel overwhelmed.
I feel overwhelmed.
I feel pretty stressed out.
I feel pretty stressed out.
What could I do?
What could I do?
To feel safe.
To feel safe.
So Kim, I'm asking you, what do you think you can do that would make you feel safe?
Well, I think that exercise would be something that like yoga or something would be something that would be good for me. It will help me to relax and stretch out and stuff like that.
Okay.
Apart from that is maybe looking at my options and seeing what is important that I should know for giving birth instead of going through this pregnancy with my blinders on.
Okay, so practicing yoga or some type of activity that would help you relax,
yeah,
and strengthen your body. Mm-hmm. So that could definitely be a strategy. Excellent. Another option that you said would be to maybe remove your blinders and start looking at what you could actively do to feel empowered with birth.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe if you learned something about exercises, about breathing exercises. So breathing could help.
Yeah.
Breathing could help. And maybe learning about all the comfort measures that exist in labor.
Yeah.
That help to relieve sensations.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm preparing for birth.
I'm preparing for birth.
I'm working with my partner.
I'm working with my partner.
And we have a whole bunch of tools
And we have a whole bunch of tools
to live through this birth
to live through this birth
and to enjoy it.
and to enjoy it.
Preparing my body
Preparing my body
is also very helpful.
is also very helpful.
And when I feel anxious,
And when I feel anxious,
I can do this technique.
I could do this technique.
So practicing EFT
Practicing EFT
helps me feel calm
helps me feel calm
and safe.
and safe.
So I trust that I can do this.
I trust that I can do this.
Okay, so inhale now and exhale. So when we started this exercise, you evaluated that you were feeling anxious, maybe at a level at 7 or 8 on a scale from 0 to 10. How do you feel now?
I'd say about, I don't know, 3, 4 maybe.
Okay, so you would evaluate your anxiety at 3 or 4 at the moment?
Yeah.
So this technique, you can use it, you should continue using it during your pregnancy. And it's helped you develop a scenario, it's helped you develop alternatives where instead of just being a victim of your anxiety, you become the actor, where you can choose to practice yoga, to study different techniques, the tools that we can teach you to feel safer. So by having your partner being involved, by learning a whole bunch of comfort measures that you can use in birth, all of this will help you structure the proper environment so that you can feel safe. And ultimately, this is going to make the birth of your babies a lot simpler.
All right.